Sales is an important strategy in business development, but not the easiest one. We have to deal with different people, with different needs, with different preferences, and sometimes the process can take very long. Therefore, if you don't have a very solid process in place that can help you transform those opportunities in deals, you're gonna be in trouble. But don't worry, because that's exactly what we're gonna talk about today, and we're gonna introduce a very easy 5-step sales process that can help you transform your opportunities into deals. Before we get started, make sure you subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our weekly BD hacks to improve your career. All right, let's get started. Step number 1, prospecting. The first important step in any sales process is, of course, to find contacts of people you would like to reach out to. Of course, you should have an ideal customer profile and the buyer persona, and then you want to find contacts of companies and people that match those criteria. This list should include critical information such as their names, email addresses, and any other information that is relevant to your business. For example, the company size, revenue, or any other thing that you think would help you decide whether this company is the right fit for you or not. If you don't know how to build such a list or find email addresses, check out the 2 videos in the description below where we teach you to do exactly that in a matter of seconds. Great! After you found this contact information and build this list, make sure to upload them in your CRM system and then you start outreaching to them. Now, when you contact these companies and people, make sure that you use the channels that are more relevant to them. For example, if you work in a B2B context, channels like emails, phone calls, and LinkedIn would probably be the best ones. On the other hand, if you work in a B2C company, you should consider other channels, for example, Instagram or maybe Facebook. When you reach out to your contacts, make sure to focus on giving a good first impression. Research the person in detail and then use common interest in your first outreach. This is going to help you to break through the noise and make sure that you can connect with the person. In this way, you can increase the chances that the person is going to reply to you and maybe book a call with you. If you would like to learn how to personalize your messages, we have a great webinar that is going to teach you just that on our platform, and you can find the link to join us in the description below. Remember that your goal in this first stage is to move the leads forward in the next stage, and the next stage typically is to have a meeting with you where you can explain what you can do for them. Step number 2, qualifying the lead. If you did a great job in the prospecting phase, you probably have a lot of meetings and calls with the potential customers that could use your solution. In this stage, which we call qualifying, what you're trying to do is really finding out if this company is the right fit for your solution. The way to understand that is, of course, to ask a lot of questions to your potential customers and then listen actively to what they're telling you. If you want to be extra prepared, make sure that you have a list of questions that you ask all the time to every potential customer. This is going to help you streamline your process and make sure that you can scale your sales process and close more deals on the long run. Some questions you should ask all the time to potential customers include things like how they currently do things, what problems they face in relation to your solution, whether they already tried the solution, and what's the impact of this problem on their life. Once you found out the exact pain point that your potential customer is facing, it's your time to share how your solution can help them solve this problem. Remember, don't make a list of features and don't say everything about your solution, only focus on what matters the most to them. By the end of the call, if the person is interested, make sure to book already a follow-up call so you can discuss your offer more in detail and you can move your deals forward. Step 3, make an offer. After qualifying the lead, if they're interested, the next logical step, of course, is to prepare a proposal for them. The proposal should include everything relevant about your solution so that they can understand how your solution can help them solve their problems, and of course they can have a better idea of how that would work in practice. In the proposal, make sure to start with the summary of what you discussed during the call, so the potential customer is going to understand that you were actually listening to them and you deeply understand their problems, and then of course make a list of features, services, and of course the pricing towards the end. Extra tip for those of you that work for SaaS companies, in this stage you can actually do a demo of your product rather than a proposal, because in this way they can actually see with their own eyes how your product works, what it can do for them. But once again, don't show them absolutely every feature of your product, only focus on the ones that can really solve the problems that they shared with you in the first call. Step number 4, closing the deal. After your proposal, it's time to finally close the deal. After the follow-up call, make sure to ask your potential clients how they see working with you and if they think you're the right fit for them. Don't be afraid of openly asking what the customer wants to do. After all, you're there to help them fix their problems. And if you want to learn some cool closing techniques, we have a very cool video on that you can find in the description below. Now, at this point, you might have two scenarios. Either the potential customer is very convinced to work with you, and of course, that's the best case scenario. Or, on the other hand, they might not be so convinced and they might have some objections for you. Now, many business developers tend to freak out when they hear objections because they feel they're losing the deal. However, whenever people are asking you questions or have concerns, it means that they're actually considering your solution. So, at the end of the day, it's a good sign. The best way, of course, to tackle objections is to have a list of most common objections that you hear all the time by your customers so that you can be prepared and have an answer to all their questions. And of course, we do have an article about that with a very nice template that you can download so you can prepare your objection checklist. You will find it as usual in the description below. And of course, after clearing all the objections, it's time for you to move forward and explain the next step of how it's going to look like to work with you. You should explain how the onboarding process is going to look like and what are the things that they need to do in order to get started. Step number 5, onboarding the customer. If you think that sales ends when the contract is signed, you would be making a big mistake, because actually sales doesn't end there. Instead, you should really make sure to focus on giving your customers a great first impression into using your product or service, because this is going to give them the feeling that they took the right decision to work with you. Moreover, if you help them be successful with your solution, you're actually opening the door to future upsell opportunity, and of course it's going to make sure that they will talk good about you, they will refer you to other customers, and why not leave you a great review on any review website. Great, so now you have a very simple 5-step sales process that you can use to get more deals, but remember to not be lazy with it and make sure that you keep optimizing it based on the feedback that you get from customers. That's really the only way you can build a scalable and repeatable process that is going to yield results on the long term. Alright guys, that was it for today. I hope you learned something new and you're ready to optimize your sales process. If you did, please like the video and subscribe to our channel. We share every week new tips to improve your BD career. Okay, have a great week and see you soon.